Hey there, Plant Girl here. Today I'm in the greenhouse, but I want to get out to my cauliflower and broccoli bed and maybe my cabbage bed in the garden today. And I have some little transplants here. Some of them didn't do great, but well, most of them I'd say didn't do great because I only have one plant out of 9 sown out of this broccoli. No, that's a cauliflower even. There was the broccoli, none of it came up. The cauliflower did, but only one. And then I have, look at those roots. These need to get out. You see all those roots? And then I have a couple of broccoli here. These are imperial. I do have a couple cabbage. I don't think I even have space to put the cabbage in, but if I get to that, I will. But I have a couple more cauliflower. I have some de purple that I really want to get out. Freedom and cheddar. Nope, there's no cheddar in there. I don't know what happened with these sowings. Sometimes I kind of forget about things once the actual garden gets going. But so I have a few of these that I want to get out anyways. And we're kind of between 2 weather systems right now. So we just had a little tiny sprinkling of rain, but it looks like there's a big rain coming. And it's just storms forecast all day. So I'm hoping to get these put in the ground at the very least, and then I think there might be some broccoli ready to harvest, and if I could grab a head of cabbage as well, I will do that and maybe get a bit of weeding done. But I might only have like 15 minutes looking at the radar, so let's get out, try and get at least some plants in the ground, and we'll just go from there and see what else we can get done. Let's go. So it started sprinkling a little bit while we were in the greenhouse, but we'll open this up. This is where the broccoli and the cauliflower is. So there's some broccoli here. This is a Green Magic. Right here, there's 2 here. They both have a little tiny head of broccoli on them. And then I have a little bit, well, that's Green Magic as well. What's this? Arcadia is down here, and weeds. So I don't open this bed very much. Try and get in here, get a few things done. There's also some, what's this? Kohlrabi, I think? No, turnip. And then there's some giant radishes that need to come out. And I think I left my harvest basket in the greenhouse, but these are Cherry Bell, I believe. Let's see. Yep, Cherry Bell. So I think I'm just gonna pop these out. Because they're pretty big. Looking good. Pull a few weeds while I'm in here. And now I have a bit of room up where those radishes were to pop the 1 or 2 broccoli plants that I had. And then we'll go over to the cauliflower side. It needs some weeding, and hopefully I can fit a few starts in there as well. So I pulled out all the radish except for this little one that wasn't big enough here yet. And then I have just 2 imperial broccoli plants to put in. So I'll put them in over here. Looks like there's a lot of fungus gnats or something in this soil. Oh, it's just crawling. I don't know, can you see? I don't know if it's showing up for you, all the movement in this soil. Well, there's a spider. Maybe it'll go after some of them. I don't know where he went. Oh, he's right here. But there's a lot of little buggies in here. Gus, are you coming through? Because you're in the way. Yeah, you're in the way. Where are you going to go? Are you going through? Are you going to go past me? That's a good dog. Okay, keep going. Okay, so when I plant things like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, I like to put a little bit of lime for sure in the planting hole, and I'm going to put a little bit of bone meal as well because it's been a while since this bed was amended. And I did just have some radish in here, and I honestly don't know how much nutrients the radish takes, so these will be imperial. So decent roots, not the greatest, but I don't know how you see that, but pretty good. And I'm going to bury them up to, can you see where the kind of the main leaf is coming. There's a couple of seed leaves down here. I'm gonna bury it down to this first real leaf. So it doesn't have a super long stem on it like some of my brassica starts have had, but long enough that I'll bury it a little bit deeper. And then I'll leave about 30 centimeters a foot and put the other one beside here. A little bit of bone meal. Bone meal helps with good root development, and it also helps with leafy green development, so it's all around good for this type of plant. So same thing. This one has a little bit less roots, but I'll be planting up to that first true leaf, work that in so it's not going right in it. And brassicas like to have the soil firmed around their roots, so just give them a little push and they're good. Now I just have this one gunma cabbage here. We'll save to deal with another day, I think, by looks of the weather. So I'm gonna grab the cauliflower that I have, and we'll try and get them in here. I might wind up taking this radish out. If it hasn't done anything by now, it probably won't, but try and fit a few more cauliflower in here. The cauliflower that I have right now, I think, is all white, like early snowball and Minuteman. They're pretty quick, usually to develop, but I would like to get some like graffiti and cheddar, like some colored cauliflower in here as well. So I'm gonna try and get some of those popped in. Okay, so I have one graffiti cauliflower here. That's a purple cauliflower. So I'll put it over here. It's the exact same drill. I'll do a little bit of bone meal. And a little pinch of lime. And where did I put that guy? And bury him down to that first true leaf and firm the soil down around it. Label it so I know which one it is. And who else do we have here? So we have the purple, and it looks like we have a freedom. So it looks like the cheddar didn't even grow for me. So I might try reseeding those. I'll have to look at the maturity dates and see how long they take. I can't remember if I have time to start more from seed or not. We only have 110 frost-free days here in Saskatchewan. So it's the end of June. Any cauliflower that's going to take, 100 days or so would be a little bit iffy, but I should still be able to get some going. Throw a little here because I think the other cauliflower is going to go there. Kind of on the diagonal between these other plants. Okay, so the purple, I've never tried this one before. It was new to me this year. I think it's a newer variety, but I was having trouble finding the graffiti, which we really like. So I thought we'd give this a try as our purple variety. And, oh, there's 3 of them in here. I thought there was just 2. I wonder if I could fit one up here, how well it would do. It'll be kind of in the shadows of the turnips and the other cauliflower, but we'll see how it goes. At least gives it a chance. And then we'll do this one freedom here. You little wormin. just gonna dump this tray right here. And actually I'll dump this one out as well. I think the rest of what I had was all either cabbage or double flowering cabbage, which is for decorative purposes. And the cabbage, I just don't think I have room for these right now, so they may need to get bumped up into larger pots and just wait a little bit longer. I don't want to have them too long in the greenhouse, but they could be a few more weeks. Even though it's supposed to rain, I'm going to water these all in really well, just in case we only get the sprinkly edges of these systems. And I'm just going to take a minute, go down and check for any weeds or any problems down the cauliflower, and then we'll have another closer look at that broccoli to see if it's worth harvesting yet, and then we'll get this closed back up and keep as many critters out of it as we can. So here's the 2 broccoli plants that have heads on them, and this one's really tiny yet, and this one's a little larger, but they're both really, really tight still. We just haven't had a lot of sunshine, and I think that's actually slowing these down. Even though they're like kind of cool weather crops, they still want the sunshine, and we just have not had it. So they're still quite tight. I'm going to leave them and check on them again in a couple of days and see what they look like then, and maybe I can get some broccoli then. The cauliflower, I think you can see they're starting to the leaves are coming together in the middle of some of them. I don't know how you can get in there. But again, the same thing, they're not actually even flowering yet on the cauliflower, and just not quite doing it yet, but we just need the weather to cooperate a little bit. But it is coming, so if nothing else, I'll get greens off them. So I'm gonna just close this back up. Like I said, keep as many critters out as I can, and then we'll maybe have a peek at the cabbage. The rain has decided to get serious, so we won't stay out here too long, but I want to show you these beautiful cabbage. I've already harvested one of these hybrid minuet. I think it's a Chinese cabbage. They're really pretty. I'll give you a close-up of it in a minute. And then the Catarina are really starting to head up pretty nice. They're not quite ready. I have some of this Chinese cabbage in the fridge right now. I haven't quite finished, so I'm just going to let it sit. It seems to hold pretty well in the garden, but it's looking really nice. So you can see these beautiful cabbage, a nice crinkly leaf, nice heads. Now these aren't tight, full heads like a normal, a regular cabbage might be, but they're still a really nice cabbage, good for salads and stir fries and things. And then here's the Catarina. They're heading up, like they're good sized heads on them. These are a short day and they're small. You can see how close they are together because they're a small headed cabbage. They're not quite as hard as I'd like yet. They're not as firm as I'd like, but they're heading up really nicely. Try and get them back covered up. I have that one sad little gunma cabbage in this little tray here, and I think I could stick it in here because these Minuet and Catarina will be ready to harvest like right away, and that'll give room for that gunma to grow and spread out because it needs a bit more space than they do. So I think if I put it in here right now, you can't even see, right in here where I'd harvested that one Minuet, I think then in the next couple weeks I take out these 2, and that'll give it lots of room to spread out and do its thing, and gets it cleaned out of that tray. So I'm going to plant it real quick, just the exact same as I planted the broccoli and the cauliflower, and just give it some space. And there's even a nice little emitter on the drip line right in here, so it's perfect. Pop the label in. I can't remember when I'd have to look back and see when I seeded these, and sometimes when seeding gets going outside and inside, I don't even remember to get it written down, but there, I'll just dump these out back here. Get some water on that. So there, we'll try and get these guys covered back in their nets. It's a little trickier with these. It's a little trickier with these tunnel nets when the cabbage are big and planted right to the edge like this. But there, they're back in. I haven't really, I think again, because we just haven't had very summery weather. We've had a lot of cool, rainy, wet weather. I think we just haven't had a lot of the cabbage moths and subsequently their worms getting into the cabbage. And I think the damp weather and the cool weather also keeps the flea beetles away, which has been a bonus too. You could see on the minuet there was a little bit of flea beetle damage, and that was from when they were quite small. And I haven't really noticed a lot of flea beetles in a while now. So let's just go around to the other side of the bed. I think you can see the netting past the onions there. There's more cabbage over there. I can't remember what the varieties are. We'll have a quick look at them, and I think that's going to be it for a little while out here. All right, so let's see who's in here. I can't even remember what all is planted in here offhand, besides cabbage. So this is Stonehead. So this is a longer season, if I remember correctly, and a bigger cabbage. So I have less plants in here, but they're filling up the space just as much as those smaller plants. And then there's just volunteer dill, and have onions in this bed down kind of between the two rows of cabbage. The Stonehead's looking good. Is this Stonehead as well? There's not another tag, so I'm going to assume that they're both Stonehead. They look the same. They're both starting to head up. There is a little room down here. I might be able to, I'll look at what else I have growing for cabbage starts, because it does look like I have a little bit of space down here. There's just the two Stonehead plants by the looks of things. So I'll see what I have, if I can sneak another one down here. So I have 3 red jewel cabbage, and I just went and double checked what they need for growing, and they only need to be about a foot apart. So I think I could squeeze 2 in here for sure. These are new for me as well this year, and they're 75-day cabbage, so it'd be nice to get them started and give them a try. I'll just need to clear out some of this volunteer dill probably to make room for them, but it's okay. There's lots of it here. Not bad. I think I'll just be able to get 2 in, but 2 is better than none. So let's see, we want to leave a good 18 inches from that one. So we'll go about here. And then about here. That should give them space. It's just toying with squeezing one down here that's uncovered. We'll just hold on to it for a bit longer. So same deal, I'm gonna do a little lime. Trying to hit the planting hole. Little bone meal. It's pretty crowded in here. So just working up the planting holes, and oops, kind of broke the roots a little bit on that, but buried in there nice and deep. Come on. So many roots at the bottom. Let's have trouble getting out. There. I might try and put this other one over here. As it grows, it might be in the way of the tunnel here, but get it planted. Those roots are getting pretty long. Well, that one came out the best. Wanted to go with its friends, I guess. So there's the red jewel. covered back up. So overall, it wasn't the best succession sowing I've ever done as far as getting some seedlings started indoors so they were ready to go out when it was time to get them out. I don't really know why that batch of seedlings just didn't perform well. I'll have to look back and see if that was a really old seed for some of those varieties that didn't come up, or when it was sown, maybe I was just busy and had things going on and didn't take care of them like I should have, and it was just survival of the fittest. I don't know. But at least I had enough really to fill in any gaps that I had. I really don't have room for any more, so maybe it's a good thing that they didn't all come out. But I got them planted. I haven't gotten soaking wet yet. So I think it's been a successful mission out to the garden. I will put a link in the description down below. Just when you find the description under the video, just click more, and then I'll put a link for these nets. I think they're still available. They kind of go in and out of availability. So these little net tunnels, I really like them. And if I can find the link anymore for the big net that I have over the other bed, I will put a link for that as well. It's a homemade tunnel, just the net over it. It's a really good net, but it's very rarely available. But if you're interested in either of those, I'll put links down below. I get just a small commission from Amazon if you order through those links, but I'm not affiliated with the companies at all. I just really like those products, so I will link them for you if I can find the links again. Otherwise, I think I'm just gonna clean up what I have, because the clouds have rolled in quite heavy now, and take those radish that I harvested, that was a little bonus, and take them in, get them cleaned up, and we can enjoy some radishes, maybe roast them. We'll see. And yeah, we'll see you next time I'm out in the garden doing something. And until then, have fun in your own garden. Let me know down below what you're working on these days, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.